Good morning, our lovely viewers, those watching us on our TV show or on your TV set. We thank you so much for tuning into Tagi TV, especially this very program, The Junior Minds. The Junior Minds is brought to you by Tagi TV in partnership with Speech Focus Africa. At Speech Focus Africa, we train children to become better in their public speaking skills and their confidence. The Junior Minds brings to you shows that inspire children, and it is a platform where children can express their problems and can be heard. Today, we're going to have a very interesting topic, that is child abuse. Well, I wouldn't really define it because that's what our wonderful guests are going to do. But so far, I can actually tell you some of the examples. We have child sacrifice, child labor, child battering, we have rape, we have kidnapping, and many others. But some of us know that we ourselves contributed, and also there are those people who contribute to this child abuse. For example, our own parents, our caregivers, that is our maids and drivers, all those people who take you home. We also have our own teachers at school and many other people. But we also have those very important people who are there to stop child abuse. That is, firstly, yourself. You yourself can stop child abuse in your home by listening to your elders. When they tell you to fetch water, please go and fetch it. Well, the government is supposed to enforce strict laws against child abuse. But let me stop there so they can also have something to say. Thank you very much. Our dear guests, welcome to the Junior Minds. Let me begin with the guest on my right. Could you please introduce yourself? Then the rest of you can introduce yourselves.
Thank you, our dear moderator. My name is Nachans Tajwida. I am promoted to Primary 3.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Munira Kenya. I am promoted to Primary 2.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mohsin Bukenya. I'm promoted to Primary 5.
My name is Ajmal Bukenya. I am promoted to Primary 4.
Thank you, our dear guests. Now, I think most of us can define the term child abuse, but let me give it to Tajrida so she can tell us more and define it well.
Child abuse is the violation of children's rights. Child abuse is the mistreating of children by adults, and also child abuse can mean the denial of children's rights.
Thank you, Tajrida, for defining what child abuse is. Now, we all know that there are so many forms of child abuse. That is physical, emotional, psychological, and so many others. I have Munira and her brothers to tell us the examples of the forms of child abuse and something more.
Denial of food. They can deny you food when you have performed badly, and you can go to school when you have did manners, and then they can deny you food.
Thank you, Munira, for that brief example. Do you have any other examples you would want to tell us? No. Okay, now Bukenya, could you tell us some other examples, and please try to explain them? Thank you.
I'm going to talk about rape. Some people like raping. A man can they can rape you, and it can lead to death. How can you avoid rape? You can avoid rape by not walking in lonely places.
Thank you so much, Bukenya, for telling us about rape. Well, I can briefly say that rape is when you're forced to have sex. Briefly. And there are so many people who can actually rape you. Your siblings, your parents, your friends, relatives, your classmates at school, teachers, and almost anyone can rape you. Rape is not only done like between you or me. Rape is around the whole country and around the whole world. And there are so many ways you can prevent it. By wearing decently, by walking with someone at night. For example, if they have sent you, at least go with the caretaker at home so you can be protected at least. And many other ways. Let me now go to Ajman, who has something to tell us about child abuse.
I'm going to talk about child sacrifice. Child sacrifice. Child sacrifice is the sacrificing of children by other people. For example, the people who sacrifice. Father can sacrifice you to get money in a bad way. Strangers can sacrifice you. Friends can sacrifice you. Relatives, maids, stepmothers, and other many people. How to prevent child sacrifice? Avoid walking in lonely places. For example, if you walk in lonely places, someone can hold you. If you shout for help when you are in a lonely place, no one can hear you because it's very lonely. And he can take you to a place where you don't know, and he sacrifices you, and he tells your mother, if you want your child, give us money. And they give you money, and they give that person who has sacrificed the child money, and then the mother he doesn't bring back the child.
Thank you, Ajman, for telling us about child sacrifice. Yes, your parents can sacrifice you, but they're not the only ones. Well, a stranger can sacrifice you. Can just be there walking, they kidnap you first, they take you somewhere and they sacrifice you. Well, there are different reasons why people can sacrifice you. Some people sacrifice you because they have like their own fake gods, and then they sacrifice you to their gods to get money. Other people can sacrifice you. For example, your friends, one of your relatives, your own maid or caretaker, and strangers out there, because you can just be there walking, they first kidnap you, then they try to sacrifice you. Some people sacrifice you to get ransom. They sacrifice you and then they threaten your parents. For example, they could sacrifice you, then they call your parents and ask them for some good money like 5 million so that they can give you back to your parents, but they can also just kill you after getting the money, then they give your parents your dead body. I think there are very many other reasons why someone can sacrifice you, but we can also prevent it. To our dear viewers, you're still watching the Junior Minds here on Tagi TV with me, Kainerugaba, Vivian, your host, and these siblings, as they were telling us, as we were discussing child abuse. Tajrida first told us the definitions, and I can tell you one of them, that is, child abuse is a violation of children's rights. Munira and her brothers were also telling us the examples and forms of child abuse, that is, child sacrifice, denial to eat food, rape, and many others that other people are going to talk about. We've been with one of the teams that was talking about the examples of child abuse. But now I have another group of friends who are going to tell us, how do children contribute to their own abuse? Now they're going to first introduce themselves and then they'll tell us. Let me start with Petronila.
My name is Petronila Asinde, a student of public speech at Speech Focus Africa. I am at Hillside Primary. I go to Hillside Primary School Nalia. I am 8 years old. I am promoted to Primary 3. I'm happy to be part of this show. Good morning, viewers.
My name is Jeremiah George. I'm a student of Speech Focus Africa and I'm a student here. I go to Global Junior School Mukono and I am a Primary 7 Vakis and I am happy to be part of you all. Thank you.
My name is Simran Magezi. I'm a student of public speech at Speech Focus Africa. I go to Chira Junior School Chito. I'm in Primary 5. I'm happy to be part of this program, Junior Minds, on Tagi TV. Thank you.
My name is Acheng Daniela Simon. I'm a Primary 7 Vakist at Victorious Education Services. I am currently at Speech Focus Africa and I'm happy to be here on your show, The Junior Minds on Tagi TV.
Thank you, my dear guests, for introducing yourselves. Now, I want to start with you, Petronila. I want you to tell us those main points, how us children contribute to our own abuse. Please continue.
Thank you, dear moderator. I am going to talk about accepting gifts from strangers. When you accept gifts from strangers, you can be poisoned, and like most children who like sweets, sodas and other stuff, they can be poisoned, and then when like if they are walking alone, they can find people on the way that they don't know, and then they ask them then they say, do you want a sweet or a soda? Then they say yes, and then after, when they are given, they can be poisoned. Then after, they can sleep, and then after, they can sacrifice the child. When they after sacrificing the child, when the parents come back, they'll start asking, where is my child? You are responsible for him or her. And then the parent starts asking whoever has been at home, where is my child? Why did you let him or her to get out of the gate? And then after, when the child is sacrificed, they take some of the parts of the body of the child, and then after taking the parts of the body, they take it to the witch doctor. Then after they sell it, then some people buy it.
Thank you, Petronila, for talking about accepting gifts from strangers. It's true. So many of us love eating sweets. Like me, I like eating sweets, but I don't really think I would accept it. But I know some of you, since you really want a sweet, and then you've never eaten a sweet for like a week, and you think, yeah, okay, let me just accept it. Please don't. Never accept a sweet or any sweet foodstuffs from a stranger, because of course they will put some poison in it. And when they put a poison in it, you first eat it, and then like after some time you feel dizzy and then you faint. So far, they have given us very many points. For example, the internet, getting gifts from strangers, and they'll tell us more. But before that, let's go for a short commercial break and we shall be right back. Don't go away.
Our dear parents, wherever you are and wherever you're watching me from, I'm so glad for whatever work you're doing towards building these children.
Don't forget that this is the only program that will make you realize children have the potential you can't believe.
When we talk about public speaking, we are looking at the art where a child or any individual is able to communicate before one person, before many, and before crowds of people.
I wasn't good at public speaking before I became a leader, but I'm actually getting better at it.
Less confidence in children is expressed in different ways. Some of them shout, others run away, others become rude, others fight because they are less confident. We train in debates that a child is able to know how to debate formally in the public.
Some schools have small classrooms, yet they have many children. This becomes very difficult for them to create social distancing.
We train advocacy, that children are able to advocate for issues that affect their lives. Talk about climate change.
You have watched people cry for help whenever River Nyamamba floods and bursts its banks, leading to loss of property and sometimes lives.
So with advocacy, children are able to advocate for their rights and also for the rights of those who can't advocate for themselves.
Dear viewers, what plan do you have to hand over the planet to the next generation when air, water and soil are polluted and can no longer support human life?
A quarrel is a failed argument. So to avoid that, we teach these children to learn how to argue officially or formally.
Most girls spend their times on phone. For example, she said the girls cook, but when cooking, here she's on phone, here she's frying this, to the extent that it can get burnt.
We teach moderation. We have trained very many TV moderators, and some of them are already employed at their young age.
The courage and confidence that I gained from Speech Focus Africa didn't only make me a good prefect, but also a wonderful TV presenter.
My daughter used to be shy, but from the time she joined public speaking, she's now very confident and she can stand in public and give a speech.
Enroll your child today for training in public speech, music, dance and drama. Speech Focus Africa. Be yourself.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. We were talking about child abuse and mainly how children contribute to their own abuse. Let me go to my next guest.
Well, I'm going to talk about the internet. The internet is a place where very many children go and do research on school and educational stuff, while other children use the internet to watch very wrong things that they are not supposed to watch. They watch things like pornography, and also they sometimes watch videos of people doing terrible things to other people, like pranks on them. And then when children see this thing, some of them might think like, why don't I try this out to see if this really works on other people? So when they see this, they try and do it with other people, things that are wrong and things that are not right. And when they do this, sometimes they can lead to death. If they do it to someone wrong, that someone could really get angry, and when they really get angry, they can decide to do something bad on you, like they can kill you, or they'll beat you, or they'll make you one of their slaves and things like that. And that's why the internet, sometimes children need to be careful while they're on the internet. They need to use it for the right stuff. Like, I have a story of my brother. He used the internet in a wrong way, and he did something wrong. He stole, and then when that happened, they were so angry with him and they really beat him, and that wasn't good. So, and then when I talked to him and told him, when you have the internet, use it for the right thing.
Thank you, George. You are so right about that point of internet. I know very many friends of mine, they even come to school telling us stories of what they watched on like YouTube, and then they want to practice it. But of course, when your friend tells you that, you have to advise them that no, you shouldn't do that, because they gave you this tab to do research and to help you in your homework, not to watch pornography or those bad things generally. Jeremiah talked about the internet, but now we're going to have Simran.
Thank you, dear moderator. I'm going to still talk about the internet. Still on internet, children share information about themselves on sites like Facebook, TikTok, WhatsApp, and many others. Can you imagine? They've also reached an extent of sharing location to strangers and many people. So, who is blamed? The abuser or the victim? Thank you.
Simran, is it true? Children share their location. Do you share your location? There are children out there. Do you share your location to those strangers? Now, when you share your location, you literally be directing them to your home. And when they reach there, what do you expect them to do? Think about it. Let's continue. Daniela, you haven't spoken. Please, tell us a few more points about how children contribute to their own abuse. The floor is yours.
Thank you, moderator.
You're welcome.
I wanted to talk about peer group influence. Most children really like being popular in schools. Most children, especially children in their teens, always want to gain popularity, and they'll always go to any levels to gain that. So they will do any kind of things just to get that popularity. Most children go to limits of drinking alcohol, smoking, and doing any other thing. They can ask a child, do you have a boyfriend? And the child will be like, no, I don't. My mom doesn't allow me. Then the group will be like, why don't you have? Are you stupid? And of course the child, since she wants popularity, she'll do the same thing. She'll go look for someone, and sometimes they tend to look for someone older than them. And as a result of that, they can either get defiled or raped. So I want to tell the viewers that don't go into peer groups. Join other groups like choirs and other things, but don't reach to that limit to get popularity. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela, for that strong point of peer groups. It's true. Some of us, just because you want to join a peer group, you start smoking, you start drinking alcohol, and in the process, you get addicted to those strong narcotic drugs, and then you become a well-known addicted person to alcohol. And when you overdrink alcohol, of course you get problems and disorders. Your heart gets sick. When you're smoking, that tobacco affects your lungs. So dear children, please don't go into those peer groups. And if you really want to join a group that helps you. Like those groups like after classes, you all do homework together, you revise together. These are the groups you're supposed to be in. Well, Jeremiah, do you have something else to tell us?
Thank you, moderator. Yes, I do have something extra to say. I want to talk about those children who are hungry for money. The children who can do anything just to get their hands on money. Well, they can do some pretty terrible things just to get their hands on that money. Like, for example, one, they can decide to steal money like from their parents' bedroom, and then when they progress, and then they can start stealing bigger stuff. And in case they are got by the mob justice can get them and torture them badly. They beat them, they can kill them just because of what they had done. Stealing is very bad, and you should not do it ever in your life, children who I'm talking to. And also, other children might decide, especially actually the girls, they might see a man who is very rich and has got a lot of money, and then they might decide to do it, to get married to them so that they can also get the money. And along the way, they can get pregnant when they are not yet old enough to get pregnant for that. And it's very bad to get married at an early age. Some big people might see that this child really likes money. Why don't we use him to do heavy hard work or just a small amount of money like this, so they can make the children do work that is so big for him that he's actually not supposed to do, he or she is not supposed to do. And then a child might get hurt because of the work he is doing that is too much for him when he's actually still young. And it's really unfair for the child as well for him to do such a big amount of work for so little money like that.
Child abuse is a big concern. Now we have another team that is going to tell us more about how they contribute to their own abuse. Let them introduce themselves.
My name is Shirabo Emanuela. I am in primary 5. My school is Rade Junior School. I am also a student of public speech at Speech Focus Africa, and I'm happy to be here with you all.
Good morning, dear viewers. My name is Jesse Choega Daniel Joseph. I am in P1. My school is Palm Daycare and Nursery School. I'm a student of Speech Focus Africa. Thank you, viewers.
Good morning, dear viewers. My name is Deborah Nanunji. I'm in primary 2. I go to Palm Junior Academy. I am also a student of public speech at Speech Focus Africa. Thank you, viewers.
My name is Nimara Emanuela. I am in primary 3. My school is Victoria's Education Services. I'm in public speech at Speech Focus Africa. Thank you, viewers.
Thank you for introducing yourselves. I want to start with you, Jessie. What do you have to tell us about how you contribute to your own abuse?
Poor performance. Poor performance is like when you do bad work at school and the teacher sees you, and the teacher beats you, and she gives you a F, and when you reach home and daddy sees your work and they make you a maid in your own house.
Wow, Jessie! That's good work. Thank you for telling us about that poor performance. Yes, it's true. They can treat you badly when you perform poorly, and that's not good. Thank you very much, Jessie. Remember, I always tell you that the Junior Minds always brings you children with a lot of potential, just like our dear little Jessie. Let's go to Deborah.
I'm going to talk about walking on the road at night. Like when you're walking on the road at night, a kidnapper might come and kidnap you, and then sometimes also they tell you that enter my car, I have lots of sweet soda, when they have poisoned them, and then when you enter, they take you, and they sometimes they put some medicine like sleeping medicine, and then you sleep, and then when you wake up you find yourself not where you were, and then sometimes they kill you.
Thank you, moderator. Let me talk about lifts from strangers. Children who walk to school on foot get very tired easily, and then a kidnapper can stop their car and say, "Do you want a lift?" When the child says yes and enters, the kidnapper kidnaps them.
Okay, action.
When you enter the person's car, when you enter the person's car, the only thing you'll hear, the door locks, the tinted windows,
and loud music. Then they'll take you to a place you don't know, and the next thing you know, they'll kill you.
Thank you, Emanuela, for telling us about getting lifts from strangers. It's true. I know some of us have never entered a car, not even touching it or even stepping in it. So when they tell you, let's go for a ride around town, I think you'll be very excited. But you also didn't know that what they're going to do to you, they'll take you somewhere and then they'll slaughter you like a cow. Not even a second wasted. Now, let's go to the last person who is going to tell us something. That is Chirabo.
Thank you, moderator. I'm going to talk about bad behavior. Some children have bad behavior, like they disobey their parents. For example, when they tell them to go to the neighbor and ask for some things for them, they just go and just play there, and therefore the parent will punish you. And secondly, if they told you to wash utensils and you don't want, they will punish you. They will beat you or they will burn your hands. So, and when they tell you to switch off the television and go to sleep, for you don't switch off the television. For you, just go and continue watching the television. And when your mother finds you, will just beat you. And sometimes they will end up chasing you at home. If God can punish Adam and Eve for because of disobedience, what about us children? That's why I tell you we should be obedient. Thank you.
Thank you, Chirabo. And you're right. Imagine if God punished Adam and Eve severely just for stealing the forbidden fruit. Now what about us who disobey our own parents? And it's one of the commandments. So let us be obedient. Let us be obedient and always listen to our parents and our elders around us. We've come to the end of this show, The Junior Minds, here on Tagi TV. You've been watching me, Kainerugaba, Vivian, and our groups of friends as we were talking about child abuse. Specifically, how do children contribute to their own abuse? It has been very interesting today. Never miss this show every Saturday at 9 a.m. Of course, here on Tagi TV, reaching you from far and beyond.